Hey there guys, and welcome back to Need for Speed Shift. In the last episode we completed race number 3 of the Race Coalition competition in Tier 1. We placed first place, which got us $4,000, and we completed the side objectives for getting points, and that got us 5 out of 5 stars. So far we've completed 3 races, got first place in all 3, and completed all the side objectives for a total of 15 stars. So we have all the stars we can possibly get so far. And next up we are going to be heading over to the 4th race of the Race Coalition competition. Now in the last episode we reached driver level 2 and got us a few rewards such as $15,000 in sponsorships, and also we got a new invitational event. So with all that taken care of, it's time to head over to the 4th race in this competition. And this one is the race at London River. So I'm going to quickly check out the event details and see what's going on here. So as all of the previous races before, we are going to get the podium finish for 3 stars. First place will give us 3 stars. Second place 2 stars. And third place 1 star. And the side objectives point threshold will give us the other 2 stars, for a total of 5 stars off this race. The rewards for first place is $4,000. The restriction is a Tier 1 car required, and there is currently no best time because it hasn't been raced. To the right you can get the layout of the track. It's a 2-lap race and the distance is 2.04 miles. So it's a pretty lengthy race. The name of this track is London River. Once you have read up on the event details, we're going to go ahead and start the race. Now take note, we did get that invitational event, and at any time you can press select in order to see your invitational events, which are special events usually given by completing certain objectives such as leveling up to the next driver level. You'll get certain invitational events. Now invitational events are special events where sponsors have invited you to participate in them. So these events here are pretty much like extra bonus races that give you good amounts of cash. So before we step up into these invitational events, I would like to finish the Race Coalition competition, because the best way to go about this game is to complete each competition that you start working on before you start another one. While you can skip around at any time and do whatever you like and then come back and do the other ones later, it's very easy to get sidetracked that way, and you'll find yourself doing a bunch of different races while not really completing the ones that are open to you beforehand. So we're going to take it nice and easily, and we're going to finish what we start always in this game. So we got 2 more races to go. Let's start this one up. Race at London River. Also, in the previous episode, I explained the way that we make points during the races, because a lot of you guys are probably getting a lot of points during the race and you're wondering how you're getting them. So at the end of the last episode, I explained in detail how you get your precision points by performing specific objectives inside the race. Now at the end of this race, I will be explaining the aggression points that you get and how you get them while racing. So again, look for that perfect launch. You're going to want the neutral sign beneath the speedometer to be green at the very start of the race, so we just got a perfect launch. Take it very easy around these corners so that we can try and get a perfect on each corner. Now this race has got a lot of tricky corners, so you're going to want to be very careful. Remember, if you don't like what place you're about to finish in, you can always press start and go down to the restart button. That way you prevent yourself from taking a loss. So if you do it right, you should get to the end of the game with virtually 0 losses. Nice dirty overtake. Got the badge earned. We're in 4th place, but I can see 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. That was a clean overtake right there. That's what I like to see, clean overtakes. Remember, I'm trying to get my precision over the aggression, because I'd much rather be a precision driver than an aggressive driver. Just mastered that corner. Not that corner, but the one before that. Remember, if you're trying to master the corners for precision points, all you got to do is stay on the green line. And you can tell if you've mastered a corner by looking at the bottom left-hand corner mini-map. Remember, if you've mastered the corner, there'll be a check mark. While if it's not mastered yet, it'll just have a minus mark. So we've already got our 2-star objectives, which was reaching 240 points and then reaching 480 points. So generally for all points threshold objectives, the first point threshold will be a certain amount of number, and the second objective will be double the first number. So as here, we've got 240 for the first number, while the second one is 480. Now for example, say the first number was 400, and the second number would be 800. It's usually double, always double. So I'm really slacking on my driver skills here, man. I really want to get more points so that we can level up our driver level a lot quicker. It's taking us a good amount of time. That corner was mastered beautifully. Now I'm going to try and master this one. We got that one too. Very nice. See if we can get this one. Slow it down. Oh no, I messed it up. Wow, I messed that one up big time. I really messed that one up, man. Wow. See if we can get this one. Oh, we didn't get, oh yeah, we did get that one. Very nice. And there it goes. 1st place. Good amount of points. I would like to have had more, but... So for the 1st place in the points threshold, that gives us 5 out of 5 stars, along with our $4,000 reward. Now we can take a good look at the points. There we go, 709 precision points. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, we still didn't level up though. Alright, so last episode I explained the precision points and how you get them during a race. And this time I'm going to explain the aggressive side. Now the reason why I'm doing it nice and slow is so that you guys can really digest all this information. If I lay it all onto you guys at once, you're going to be like, what? You probably won't remember. So if you press the left bumper, you can pull up your profile points. Since we already talked about precision, we're going to go ahead and talk about aggression. Now, you get aggression points during the race by, first off, drafting. Now, how you get points for drafting is if you stay behind a racer in front of you. You need to be directly behind them. And if you stay behind them long enough, you will begin getting draft points very slowly. So, if you're trying to get drafting points, all you have to do is stay behind a racer that's in front of you. You don't want to be to the side of him or off a little bit to the side of him. You want to be directly behind him. Next up, we have spin opponent. Now, if you're trying to be an aggressive driver, one of the easiest things to do is spin an opponent. If you're behind him, simply crash into him and try to turn the wheel so that you spin him out from behind. So it's really easy if you're trying to be an aggressive driver to spin out your opponent. Now the tap out opponent. Now that's where you completely sling him off the road. Now you need to hit him pretty hard for that. But once you hit him hard enough and he goes flying, you will tap him out. Next up is the block opponent. This takes note when you're in front of the racer. Now if you look at the top of the screen, just a little bit under where the points are adding up at the top, you'll see your rear view mirror. Now this is key if you're trying to block an opponent. You'll see an opponent approaching from your rear view mirror. And whichever side he's approaching on, you want to move your vehicle to exactly where he's at in your rear view mirror. This will prevent him from passing you and give you blocking points. So remember, when ahead of an opponent, look in your rear view mirror. And if he's trying to pass you from the left, then you move over to the left. If he tries to pass you on the right, move over to the right and block him from passing you. Next up, we have the dirty overtake, my personal favorite for aggression points. Now, a dirty overtake is when you attempt to pass a racer in front of you, and you just end up ramming them to get past them. Bumping them, ramming them, grinding the paint with them, all of that is considered a dirty overtake. Next up, we have the corner slide. Now, if you're going around a corner and you end up sliding your vehicle and hitting another racer, sometimes you technically don't even have to hit another racer. But when you're going around a corner and your vehicle slides, almost out of control like, that's what you call a corner slide. Finally, the last way to make aggression points is to trade paint. At any time, if you bump into a racer in front of you or behind you or to the side of you, you will trade paint with that racer, and that is aggression. So now that you know both ways to make precision points and aggression points in race, you need to use that to your advantage. For those experienced players, you can choose what you want to be, if you want to be precise or aggressive. Usually for the newer players, the aggression route is key. For the more experienced players, it's all about precision. Either way, the total points will add up to your main profile points in the end. And depending on how many points you have in total for precision and aggression, your emblem will change. So decide on what you want to be and start stacking up them profile points. Alright, so now that that's taken care of, we now have the final competition, the time attack of Tier 1 unlocked. So before we move on to that, we need to finish the final race in the Race Coalition competition. I'll see you guys next time where we finally complete the Race Coalition competition on Need for Speed Shift.